Welcome back. My name is Carrie, and today I've got a huge update on modular ADU provider Boxabl. I've been following this company since it was reported earlier this year that Elon Musk was living in one of their homes on the SpaceX property, and the more I learn, the more fascinated I get. What I find so interesting about Boxabl is they're different. The homes, the marketing, the ownership, all of it is completely different than any other factory-built home provider I've ever seen. On top of that, I think accessory dwelling units and compact homes are a real solution to the affordable housing crisis we're currently right in the middle of, and what they're planning could make big steps towards solving the problem. There is a long list of people waiting for the 170,000 square foot factory to be finished so they can start building and shipping homes and start working through the wait list of people who want to buy a casita that is currently thousands of names long. What I'm going to do is tell you the latest news from Boxabl, show you how being different is working for them, and look at what might be next for this very popular modular ADU company. So let's do it. I'm going to cut right to the chase. The big news is that Boxabl has officially completed the first 2 casitas out of their new factory. So if your name is number 1 or 2 on the wait list, you might want to go check your tracking number, because yes, you heard that right. As of October 18th, they had finished the first 2 casitas, and by now they've probably shipped and might already be in your driveway. Go check. This is great news for anyone in the market for an affordable housing solution, because now that the factory is up and running, they'll refine the process, then scale up production. For anyone who hasn't seen the Boxabl Casita, it's a 375 square foot 1-bed, 1-bath home that ships folded up and sets up in a single day. The casitas have 9'6" ceilings, a huge 8-foot door, and come included with fridge, stove, microwave, dishwasher, washer, dryer, heating, and air conditioning. To my understanding, the original idea for the Boxabl Casita was to be an accessory dwelling unit, which is just a fancy word for a second home on a property, but now we're finding out that the use cases will go far beyond that. But I'll touch on that in just a second. What I think people are most excited about, though, is the price of $49,500. Everything I've seen on the Boxabl Casita has advertised the price from $49,500, even all the way back to over a year ago. I'm very curious to see if once they're up and running and iron out all the kinks that come with opening a new factory, if they'll still be able to maintain their sale price of $50,000 given the current market conditions. I don't know of a single other factory in the factory-built home space that hasn't had to increase their prices over the last year. The cost of everything required to build a home has gone up, so to me it would make sense that the Boxabl Casita had gone up as well, but until they changed it on their website, $49,500 it is. Who knows, maybe they won't increase. This company does seem to march to the beat of their own drum. Boxabl is different. For starters, their homes fold up into a neat little box. I guess that's where they got the name, which is great for people buying one because it makes it much easier to ship, which cuts down on costs. When the home arrives at its final destination, the walls fold out and the roof goes into place, all of which can be completed in a single day. That whole process is not like anything happening in the entire industry. However, how they're different goes beyond that. This company seems to have a completely different vibe going on. Take a look at their social media accounts and you aren't going to see the typical staged interior shots that most every other company uses. Well, actually, you'll see a bit of that because people do want to see what the homes look like, but on top of that, you're going to see one of the founders, Galiano, beating on a wall panel with a crowbar and parking a truck on a floor panel to showcase the strength of their building materials. You'll see a golf cart with 4 people on it being wheelied through the factory, homes being towed by Teslas, forklifts being raced, and motorbikes being driven indoors, most of which can be found on, of all places, TikTok. But don't worry, if you go to the About Us section on their website, obviously that's where they keep the stuffy corporate photos so everyone knows just how much business they're capable of doing. Nope. Check this out. We've got Galiano on the left with a raised eyebrow looking like he's getting ready to drop the people's elbow on the housing crisis, and on the right, Paolo is smiling ear to ear, probably because he knows the exact number of people on the wait list ready to get one of their homes. The company seems to be having a lot of fun. You can see it through everything they're doing. And you know what? It's refreshing. I don't know if all of this is intentional or they're just having a really great time building their startup, but I think consumers will be able to tell that the way they're running is different and it'll attract people to their company. Whenever I post a video about Boxabl, I usually get a few comments from people wondering how they're going to make any kind of dent in demand for housing when they only have one factory with an annual output of around 3,000 homes when they crank it up to full steam. Up until yesterday, I didn't have an answer to that question. Even though Boxabl just started building homes out of their brand new factory, they're already planning their second factory. In a recent video, Galiano said, "This first factory will be proving ground for the Boxabl system. We're going to be constantly learning, upgrading, and refining the process. We estimate at full speed this factory will produce around 3,000 houses per year. I see proof of concept and justification for massive scale. Pretty much as soon as houses are coming off this assembly line and we hit some key milestones, I'm going to be making a case for the next scale of factory. That won't be a $50 million factory like this one. I want a $1 billion factory, and that's what we need to have an impact on the housing crisis." Whoa. If we do some dummy math on that statement, he's talking about building a factory that will cost 20 times more than the factory they just built. If we then assume that that means they'll be able to build 20 times more houses per year out of a $1 billion factory, that means they'll be building 60,000 homes out of the $1 billion factory, 3,000 homes out of the factory they just built, for a total annual output of 63,000 houses per year. Now we're getting somewhere. But wait, there's more. I don't know if I missed it the last time I did a video on Boxabl or they've just recently added it to their website, but they're currently seeking factory partners. It says, "We're building the first Boxabl factory right now. Upon its success, we would like to bring many more Boxabl factories online around the world." And look at this, Canada is highlighted in yellow, meaning they plan to expand here. Could be me. The only problem I see is the cost for a factory is stated to be at least $5 million, meaning I'm about $5 million shy. They're looking for 71 plus potential franchise partners who would then have their own Boxabl factory, and at that point, they would be building hundreds of thousands of Boxabl homes every single year. Long story short, they're gearing up for massive growth. Accessory dwelling units or compact homes are about to take off. Zoning changes are being made to allow for ADUs and tiny homes as a primary residence. Nevada introduced an act this year that requires governing bodies and counties to adopt an ordinance for the zoning of tiny homes for single-family residential units, ADUs, and tiny home parks that will become effective on January 1st, 2024. I wonder if it's coincidence that Boxabl has their headquarters in Nevada. Seems like no. Things are changing. This is going to be a massive market, and Boxabl has positioned themselves to hit the ground running as zoning and regulations are relaxed all over North America to make room for this new segment of homes. I have no affiliation with Boxabl. Like I say, I find the company fascinating, and I do plan to keep an eye on what's going on down at their new factory because I think it's cool. That's all I've got for today. If you like manufactured home videos, make sure to subscribe to my channel because I've got new ones coming out every single week. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.